Hey, y'all, I am back with another episode breakdown from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Today, we are talking about episode 5. So, episode 5 picks up right where episode 4 left off after the killing of Battlestar, and subsequently, fake Captain America kills one of Karli's dudes who were responsible in this attack on pretty much national television because everyone in the square is watching him as he beats this man to death with the shield. This is the first time I think we've ever seen blood on the shield or the shield used in this way. And it's a very symbolic moment of what has come upon the world, specifically how we can really look at the US, because this fake Captain America, or John Walker, I'm just going to call him John Walker, y'all now. He's supposed to be the symbol of good. He's supposed to be the replacement to Steve Rogers to carry on the mantle of Captain America to help enforce justice and peace and maintain balance. And he is completely not that. I don't know who was handling HR in the United States when they were out here looking for Captain America, but John Walker ain't it. And he proved it he proved it in episode 4 with this violent act. And we can literally just see him continue to spiral. The first 5 minutes of this episode, we're just watching him completely devolve, to the point where he gets into a fight with Bucky and Sam because he doesn't want to give up the shield and he's starting to feel all powerful. And we knew this was coming. A lot of people talked about John Walker's storyline and how he, turns bad and what actually happens. What I struggle with in seeing this, the season is so short, right? So we only get 6 episodes. Next week will be the season finale. What I struggle with in reference to his story arc is that we didn't have enough time to actually care. Like, I still don't care about him, and we had an uphill battle to climb because, of course, he was stepping in and taking Steve Rogers' place. So that already made it so that he's not likable right away. And they try when they first introduce him to make it in a way that he's personable and he seems like the perfect candidate and all that. But all of this has moved so very fast. So, like, even now in episode 5, when we're actually seeing him start to take a turn, he's, removed from the Captain America position and stripped of all his titles and things that he would get as a veteran, and he's basically excommunicated from the system. I find myself just not caring. Like, I do not care. I do not feel bad for you. And I think part of that has to do with, like, we didn't have enough time to actually start to like him, to actually buy into him. He's been a jerk from the beginning. He's been very entitled from the beginning, and nothing about him right away screamed righteous and good or screamed like morally able to handle the mantle in which he was given. So it was just very clear that he was a poor decision from the jump. And the parts that we're seeing now in reference to episode 5 gives a lot of time into showing his story and what happens and how he kind of like falls from grace. But it just doesn't hit as hard as it could because and I'm pretty sure a lot of you all don't care about John Walker. The major points of this episode that mattered the most to me was seeing more backstory for Sam. He goes back to visit Isaiah, gets a little bit more clarity in reference to what Isaiah's story is, and that helps him in trying to make the decision of what is he going to do next. Is he going to pick up the mantle? Is he going to keep the shield? And all signs point to yes by the end of the episode, but this episode was spent with a lot of time and effort given to that part of the story. So much so that Bucky even comes to Louisiana to help him with restoring his family's boat. Him and his sister are trying to still figure out what they're going to do next, but they can't actually sell the boat because it's not in good condition. So we get to see Sam calling up all of their neighbors and people who owe their family favors in the past and getting to work on that. And then by the end, his good sis decides that they're not going to sell the boat. They're going to keep the legacy alive, which is absolutely great. And it's a great jumping off point because he now feels like, okay, this is cool. This is going to be okay. he has given his sister back like a functioning boat and put them in a better place to try to make up for it. So he's actually free and clear. If he wants to step into the Captain America's suit and mantle, he can do so and know that his family is going to be okay. And that's kind of what I took away from the last few minutes of this episode, when we see him training, working with the shield, getting back acclimated with the shield, and all of that. Bucky really just played support in this episode, and rightfully so. I think the strongest thing that happened for his storyline in this episode was Sam telling him that he needs to stop seeking validation from others and seeking the approval of others, and he has to make certain decisions for himself. And if he's going to atone for what he did, then go apologize and don't avenge, because basically what he's been doing is avenging all of his wrongs, and he has to get to a place where he wants to be for him. And then of course Bucky helps reconfirm, like, yo, you should have never gave up the shield to begin with. But I love the moment where Bucky takes a second to tell Sam, in reference to Isaiah, that both him and Steve didn't know what they were asking him when they gave him the shield, or when Steve gave Sam the shield, he really didn't register what he was actually asking of him. So Bucky definitely understands now, like, it's a little bit more complicated because you're a black man, and we should have given you time and space to, you know, really think on that and understand that and be able to navigate that. And in the background, child, Karli is not stopping. She's still organizing. She's ready to come full force. This season finale is finna be lit, because sis is about that life and she ready. She done lost a few people. She done learned a few lessons. Sam was this close to getting her to get on board with what he had planned, and then here come John Walker messing everything up and sending all the shit to hell. And we don't get a ton of her in this episode, but we get enough to know that in the next episode, or in the season finale, she is coming with it. And I know that she's the villain, but I really do like Karli, and I don't know why. Do y'all like Karli? Let me know if you like Karli in the comment section down below. Overall, this episode had a very slower pace than what we have been seeing, and I think it was necessary because it gives us a ton of context that we didn't necessarily have, and a few beats to catch our breaths. As I explained, I think that the season finale is going to be absolutely explosive, so this episode is a good setup for that. And overall, I love that we were able to see Sam and Bucky get to a better place with their relationship, a better place of understanding, of empathy, and now we can see less tension. Like, they actually are operating more so as partners. They're realizing that while, you know, Sam does have a family, Sam is all that Bucky has and something to build upon, and they have to work better together. They have to, you know, support one another, and I thought that that was a beautiful thing to see in this episode. Oh my goodness, y'all, I had to pop in really quick because they have not been giving us end screens this season, but we had an after credit end screen where we get to see John Walker deciding that he ain't going that easy and he making his own shield. Child, this is about to be a hot mess. Can't wait for the season finale. And there you have it. That is my episode 5, The Falcon and Winter Soldier breakdown. It is your turn. Jump in the comment section and tell me what you thought of this episode. Tell me what you thought of my video. Any of your predictions, theories, comments, drop all of them down in the comment section below. I'm your girl, Erica Vane, and I'm covering the hottest television shows, all of the amazing films and entertainment news. You should join the tribe by hitting subscribe. I post new videos every day, multiple times a day, so there's always amazing content, but you don't want to miss it, so click that subscribe button. Be sure to like this video because you made it to the end and I know you liked it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.